Good morning, guys. All voice and everything clear? Able to hear me? Okay, perfect. Good morning, Path. Good morning, Jayan. I was just checking the um, slide content to make sure that everyone's able to hear me, everyone's able to listen to me, and etc. So, guys, today's session we're going to continue the discussion on. We're going to see some of the MCQs. We're going to continue where we stopped in yesterday's class. Okay, now just 1 second. Just 1 second, guys. I'll just be back. 1 second. Now able to see, right? Okay. So without wasting a minute of time, let us begin the discussion for today. Now you can always subscribe to this YouTube channel. Every day in the morning, we will be having these 8 a.m. classes where we will be discussing MCQs until the prelims exam happens. The first question for the day: Shumang Leela, the traditional form of theatre celebrated in which of the following states? Bihar, Assam, Manipur, Rajasthan. Answer, answer, answer. Quick. Answer, guys, answer. Shumang Leela is actually one of the dance forms or traditional theatre forms of act in Manipur. In Manipur. Okay. So it's a traditional form of theatre in Manipur where the roles of women are actually played by men called Nupi Shabis. Men actually play the uh, female characters called Nupi Shabis. In the case of women, or in this particular situation, in the case of women's theatre group, the roles of men are actually played by women. Women actually do this. Okay, in the case about Shumang Leela, Shumang basically literally means open courtyard. Leela means play, presentation, performance. So Shumang Leela, as the word itself goes, is basically a performance or a play done in open area performance. Its origins are still not very sort of clear, but yeah, we believe that it's a comic genre. It's basically comic genre. It's a slightly sort of satirical type of theater, and which ultimately developed into a present form as a courtyard enacted type of play. Courtyard type of play. Okay. Now, there are certain values that the Shumang Lila theatre form actually shows or promotes. It attempts to preserve and promote humanism, brotherhood, tolerance, confidence, devotion, truth, justice through its performance. It is actually a very powerful medium for mass educations. I mean, in fact, Shumang Lila's entire idea, intention is also about mass education or mass communication. It has been trying to focus on the issues of moral values, unity, and integrity. Okay. Next question. Consider the following statements. Charbagh is a Persian style garden layout. This style was brought to India by the Tughlaqs. Which of the following statements is or are correct? One only, Two only. One and two. Neither one nor two. Answer this. Answer this. Answer this. I had to get my pen. Guitar. Charbagh style. Very popular with the Mughals. In fact, almost all the Mughal constructions were actually Charbagh style. The answer is A. Charbagh style is actually a Persian layout, whereas Tughlaqs are actually Turk Mongol, no? Tughlaqs are in reality Turk Mongols. They're not actually Persian by culture or Persian by tradition. So it would not be fair to believe the Charbagh style was actually introduced by Mughals. Okay. By Tughlaqs. Mughals were known to have appreciated gardens, particularly Babur. Babur was known for his gardens. Babur was known for his focus on gardens. The kind of gardens which Babur introduced were the Persian Char Bagh style. As the word literally says, Char Bagh literally means four gardens. Char Bagh literally means four gardens, or basically what they used to do is they used to build a monument in the center and then have four gardens like this. Two classic examples of Charbagh are Taj Mahal and Humayun's tomb complex. Humayun tomb complex and Taj Mahal. These are both actually Charbagh style. Okay. Charbagh is a Persian garden layout in which the main building is put at the center of the quadrilateral garden, like four gardens. Good morning, Puja. Quadrilateral garden. Divided by walkways or flowing waters or smaller fountains. If not water in the gardens, they have at least fountains. The style was brought into India by Mughals. Humayun tomb, basically Nisad Bagh, and Taj Mahal are the best examples. So, another important information for your prelims is Humayun's tomb is also called Nishat Bagh, and its old name is Srinagar. Okay, Humayun's tomb has been in news um, in terms of the excavations for Darashiko's body, which they have begun here in the recent days. Charbagh structures were intended to create a representation of heaven, literally Jannat, with all elements of nature. An important feature of these gardens was the use of waterways to demarcate the various quadrants of the garden. They used to have fountains called the cycle of life. The cycle of life. Now, next question. Who among the following is associated with 100 poems of Kabir, a translation of Kabir's finest poems in English? Mahatma Gandhi, Hasrat Mohani, Rabindranath Tagore, and Shamlal Gupta. Answer. Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was the guy who actually translated the compilation of 100 poems of Kabir. It was first published in 1915 and has been classically reprinted and widely circulated, particularly in the West. has been very, very popular in the West. The 100 poems of Kabir. Okay. Rabindranath Tagore. Consider the following statements. In the revenue administration of Delhi Sultanate, the in charge of revenue collection was known as Amil. The Ikta system of Sultans of Delhi was an ancient indigenous institution. Office of Mir Bakshi came into existence during the rule of Khilji Sultans of Delhi. Which of the following statements is or are correct? You need to identify which of these statements is or are correct. One only, one and two, three only, one, two, three. Okay. Pooja, Ajay, Parth. Parth, I think Kunal and Sandeep have not received the updates, right? Otherwise, I was actually expecting them here. Good morning, Vishnu. Yes. A. Nagalakshmi, have you joined? Okay. Answer is A. The provinces in Delhi Sultanate period in charge of revenue collection was known as Amil. Um, Ikta system was not actually Indian government. See, the provinces in during the Delhi Sultanate were actually divided into Shik or districts under a Shikdar. Each of the Shik comprised a few parganas or kasbas. So it used to be Shik, which were then divided into parganas. And parganas used to have officials after Shikdar known as Amil, who used to collect revenue. Musharraf used to keep accounts at the Pargana level, and Khazanedar was in charge of treasury at the Pargana level. Empire itself was divided as Iktas headed by Hakim Faujdar Mumin, which were divided into Sarkars, manned by two Shikdar, and and then Jagirs. Jagirs of the Mughal period were similar to Ikta of Delhi Sultanate. Remember? Exactly. Parth, you're right. Ikta system is actually a Turkish innovation. I mean, giving land in lieu of salary is actually a Turkish practice, which was introduced into India by the Turk Mongol king. Primarily, Shamsuddin Al-Tamash, commonly called Shamsuddin Iltutmish or Iltutmish. Okay, next question. Mir Bakshi, to be honest, Mir Bakshi is actually a Mughal creation. Mughal in charge of army, a rank almost near or similar to Arz Mumalik of Delhi Sultanate is Mir Bakshi. Okay, next question. Consider the following statements. Nimbarka was a contemporary of Akbar. Sant Kabir was greatly influenced by Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. Which of the following statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, both one and two, none of the above. The answer is D, because Nimbarka was a Hindu follower and a commentator known for propagating Vaishnavism of Veda, Veda, Dvaita, Dvaita, duality, unity theory. According to Vedic scriptures, he was born in 3096 BC, but modern historical research puts him somewhere about 13th or 14th century. So he was straight away wrong. Akbar is 16th century, Nimbarka 13th, 14th century. So both of them not together. Hi, Emma. Good morning. Yes, very happy to see students of Island as well. Uh, Sheikh Ahmad Sarhindi was born after Sant Kabir, not contemporary of Sant Kabir. Sheikh Ahmad Sarhindi is not a contemporary of Sant Kabir. Okay. हाँ कुणाल आ गए सही किया. Now consider the following: deification of Buddha, treading the path of bodhisattvas, image worship, and rituals. Which of the above is or are the feature or features of Mahayana Buddhism? One only, one and only, two and three only, one, two, three. Answer, 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 answer. This is a previous year question, guys. This is actually a previous year question. Answer is D. Yes. Do you know what you mean by deification? What do you mean by deification? Deification basically means idolization or making something like an idol or worth the practice of worship. That's called deification. Yes. So in idol worship, it's murti or sculpture worship. Yes. Treading the path of bodhisattvas, definitely. Bodhisattva is a unique creation of Mahayana Buddhism. Image worship and rituals. This is also one more practice. Deification and image worship are basically same. Okay. Next question. Building Kalyana Mandapas was a notable feature in the temple construction in the kingdom of Chalukya, Chandela, Rashtrakuta, Vijaya Nagara. Those who attended my yesterday's class will know this. Yesterday we had a question almost similar to this, right? About Vijayanagara having the concept of Kalyana Mandapas. See, Vijayanagara has introduced the idea of purpose built mandapas. They introduced mandapas are basically pillared halls. Mandapas are essentially pillared halls. They used to have structured, purpose-built pillared halls like Dhyana Mandapa, Unjal Mandapa, Seva Mandapa, Dharma Mandapa, and all these type of mandapas. This was actually introduced by these guys only. Vijayanagara people only used to have this purpose-built mandapas. Okay, now next question. Okay, this question got repeated. This is a previous year question. With reference to Mia Tansen, which one of the following statements is not correct? Tansen was the title given to him by Emperor Akbar. Tansen composed Drupads on Hindu gods and goddesses. Tansen composed songs on his patrons. Tansen invented many ragas. Answer, answer. K. Vishnu, Pooja, Ajay, Jayant. Tansen was the title given to him by Akbar is actually wrong. It's not correct. The title Mia was given by him. The Tansen was a title given to him by Raja Vikramjit of Gwalior. ग्वालियर के राजा राजा विक्रमजीत ने दिया था इनको टाइटल तानसेन. Tansen composed many Drupad songs on in Hindu gods and goddesses Ganesha, Shiva, Parvati, Rama. He also composed songs on his patrons, on his kings, Gwalior kings and Mughals. Tansen invented the night raga Darbari Kanra, morning raga Mia ki Sodi, midday raga Mia ki Sarang, seasonal raga Mia ki Malhar. So, purpose built ragas. He only gave. Tansen only gave. Mia ki Sodi, Mia ki Sarang, Darbari Kanara, Mia ki Malhar. All of these are Tansen's creation. Who among the following Mughal emperors shifted emphasis from illustrated manuscripts to albums and individual portraits? Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan. बताओ बताओ. Illustrated manuscripts to individual portraits. Okay, so Vishnu, Pooja, Kunal, you all said it is Jahangir. It is Jahangir. See, Jahangir was himself a painter. Jahangir was also a naturalist in paintings. So he is the guy who introduced nature type of paintings. He also encouraged portraits. And it was Jahangir's paintings which first started with borders. Borders and designed borders and design. Jahangir only introduced it. Borders and designs. It was introduced by Jahangir. He himself was a huge painter. Remember in my painting class, I told you he actually has this background, a huge, big, round disc type covering in the background. That also was introduced by Jahangir only. Okay. Now, next question. Which is the correct chronological sequence of the following Nawabs of Carnatic? Anwaruddin, Muhammad Ali, Dost Ali, Sadatullah, Chanda Sahib, Safdar Ali. Nawabs of Carnatic. Okay. Parth, Jayan. Okay, see. Muhammad Ali Walaja was the last, right? Answer must be D because easy to guess, I'll tell you. Sadatullah Khan was the founder. Remember, he did not have children. So he adopted Ghulam Ali's son Dost Ali. Dost Ali's son was Safdar Ali. And Safdar Ali was killed by Anwaruddin. Anwaruddin was eventually overthrown by Chanda Sahib with the help of French. But Chanda Sahib was then again overthrown by Muhammad Ali, finally in the Second Carnatic War, and eventually Muhammad Ali Walaja, son of Anwaruddin, became the Nawab of Arcot. So the answer is D. The Carnatic region or the Arcot region was actually a principality of Hyderabad. Okay. Now, this entire succession of war is what led to the Second Carnatic War. Match the following: Anwaruddin, Dost Ali, Sabdar Ali, Chanda Sahib, murdered by Marathas, murdered by General Tanjavur, murdered by the French, murdered by relative. Match the following. Match the following. Answer is B. B. Kaise D? No, I'll tell you. B. Anwaruddin was murdered by French. That's how Chanda Sahib came to power. हो गया ना? Remember? Hmm. Kunal, remember? Battle of Adyar. Second Anglo-Carnatic War. Dost Ali was murdered by Marathas. Safdar Ali was murdered by relative, no, Anwaruddin. Chanda Sahib, by General of Tanjavur. All others you may not remember, but one C you should be able to. That's easy way to guess. Right? Which was the capital of state of Carnatic? Trikonapalli, Arcot, Srirangam, Tanjavur. एग्जैक्टली अनवरुद्दीन को लेने के देने पड़ गए, बिना मतलब का इन्वॉल्व किया, मार खाया. ओके, जल्दी जल्दी करेंगे. आंसर इज बी, आर्कॉट. आर्कॉट इज द कैपिटल ऑफ the Carnatic. It is actually the center of the second Carnatic War. Okay. Whom the following Governor Generals created the Covenanted Civil Service of India, which came to be known as the Indian Civil Service from 1861 onwards? William Bentinck, Wellesley, Cornwallis, Warren Hastings. Covenanted Civil Service. Can you tell me the difference between covenanted and non-covenanted? What is covenant and non-covenant? C. Cornwallis is right. What is covenant and non-covenant? Any idea? Covenant is exclusively for the British. This is higher civil service. Non-covenant is the lower cadre. Today's equivalent to Group C, Group D, which had permission for Indians. Indians could join the lower civil service. Laissez-faire policy of British in India aimed at establishing monopoly of East India Company over Indian trade. The removing all restrictions on the export of Indian handicrafts and cotton goods, cottage goods to England, exporting British capital to India in order to start modern industries here, and removing all restrictions on the export of Indian raw material to England and on the import of British manufactured goods into India. What is the reason they introduced laissez-faire? I mean, the policy of laissez-faire. It was introduced because exactly they wanted British strictly only wanted easy export of Indian goods to raw material to Britain and finished goods to India. Very simple, straightforward. They only wanted one-way trade. Laissez-faire was actually introduced to promote free trade, but only in one direction. But only in one direction at the cost of India for the benefit of British. Who was responsible for establishment of College of Fort Williams at Calcutta to train younger civil servants in India? Who established Calcutta Fort Williams College? Any idea? This is what later came to be known as Salisbury College. 1799, Fort Williams College was established by Lord Wellesley. Wellesley created Fort Williams College with a single aim of training the prospective civil servants of India and training new British recruits who are entering India to help them understand the Indian culture and traditions and train them for the service in India. During whose viceroyship did high courts come into existence at the three presidential cities of Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay? Warren Hastings, John Lawrence, Dalhousie, and Canning. The famous High Courts Act, Indian High Courts Act, was also passed during this period. Guys, something is wrong with your viceroy's part. Something is terribly wrong with your viceroy's part. John Lawrence, Sir John Lawrence. The High Courts Act was passed during Canning's period, but eventually during Lawrence's period, the High Courts were established. Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay. The patents for the establishment of High Courts of Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras were actually given by Queen during Canning's period, and they were implemented during Sir John Lawrence's period. Looks like I need to do a live class of Viceroys completely. We'll be doing live class of Viceroy. We'll have to do. Shortly we have to do. Jonathan Duncan founded the Sanskrit College in 1792 at Calcutta, Allahabad, Bombay, Varanasi. Jonathan Duncan founded the Sanskrit College in 1792 at Calcutta, Allahabad, Bombay, and Varanasi. The Sanskrit College, Varanasi, Banaras. Jonathan Duncan. When did British make English the medium of instruction in India? 1813, 1833, 1835, 1844. Wasn't it 1833? English Education Act was actually an act passed in Government of India Act 1835, in 1835, and giving effect to decision of by William Bentinck to reallocate all the funds of East India Company in the British Parliament to spread on English education. The answer is 1835 English Education Act. Exactly. English Education Act. Okay. Who among the following gave official sanction to the education of girls in India? Dalhousie, William Bentinck, Viceroy Harding I, and Viceroy Ellenborough. Dalhousie, Lord Dalhousie. Dalhousie is known for two things. Because he was contemporary of Vidyasagar. And Vidyasagar was instrumental in women's education, girl child education. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar was instrumental in girl child education, no? So that's why it is Dalhousie. And also the Widow Remarriages Act, also by Dalhousie. Consider the following statements. All India Kisan Sabha was established at Lucknow session of Indian National Congress in 1936. Shahjahanand Saraswati was the first president of All India Kisan Sabha. Which of the following statements is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two. Neither one nor two. Hmm. The answer is C. Yes, Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. His original name is Navrang Rai. He was actually an ascetic, a monk, a nationalist, and also a peasant leader of India, mainly active in UP region. He was born in present day UP. His social political activities mostly focused in Bihar, UP section. He was instrumental in founding the Bihar Provincial Kisan Sabha, BPKS. He also, which was founded, by Zanand Saraswati in 1929 to address the peasant complaints about the zamindari system, zamindari attacks, the occupancy rights of the peasants. Also served as a foundation for the farmers' movement or peasant movement in India at a later stage. All India Kisan Sabha was actually established in the Lucknow session of Indian National Congress in 1936. Swami Sahajanand Saraswati of the Bihar Kisan Sabha, Provincial Kisan Sabha, was actually chosen as the president of the All India Kisan Sabha. Subhash Chandra Bose and All India Forward Bloc decided to observe April 28th as All India Swami Sahajananda Day in protest of his arrest during Quit India movement by the British. Swami Sahajanand Saraswati was arrested during Quit India movement by the British. Next question. Consider the following. Jawaharlal Nehru presented the first union budget of independent India on November 26, 1947. Till 2017, Rail budget and Union budget came separately, but now both are merged together. Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi are the only prime ministers to have presented a budget. Which of the following statements given above is or are correct? From here, we'll be seeing a lot of current affairs questions over the last 6-7 months, and we'll cover those also. Okay. Chepat, Puja, Atman. So let's see the answer. The answer is B, because it was actually R.K. Shanmugam Shetty who presented the first union budget on November 26, 2017. Till 2017, rail budget and union budget used to come separately based on the Actwork Committee of 1924. But later, after 2017, they've been merged. Now we get only one single budget. Jawahar, Indira, Rajiv are the only prime ministers to have presented a budget. The logic here is they were also maintaining the finance ministry. That's why. The date of union budget presentation was eventually changed in 2017 by then Finance Minister Arun Jaitley from last working day of February to 1st of February. On the 1st of February, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the first paperless budget, mainly complete e-budget, PDF based. This was done due to COVID-19 pandemic, but now we've moved into more environment friendly non-paper based budget. But before that, we used to get these large budget books. Now we don't. Next question. What is the ultimate goal of Buddhism? To attain enlightenment and become a Buddha, to achieve salvation through the worship of a deity, to live a life of luxury and pleasure, to reach a state of eternal rest in afterlife. Good morning, Subrothers. Answer is A. The ultimate goal of Buddhism is to attain enlightenment and also attain nirvana or the Buddhahood. Now, this can be achieved by following the Ashtanga Marga, the eightfold path as suggested by Buddha. Right understanding, right intention, right action, right livelihood, right thought, right conduct, etc. Okay, now, what are the three universal truths of Buddhism? The three jewels, the three bodies of Buddha, the three marks of existence, the three vehicles of Buddhism. अब फंस हो गया. This is basically English in the complicated format. Basically English in the complicated format. The answer here is the three universal marks of existence. The three universal truths are known as three marks of existence. Or impermanence, that is, nothing in Buddhism is permanent. You remember, I keep telling you in Buddha's philosophy in the life classes, I tell you that Buddhism believes that everything in the world is transient and temporary. Everything happens as a transience or just as a temporary action, not as a permanent action. Then suffering also happens as part of the philosophy, and also non self centricness. I mean, not everything is not just about you. These truths, as suggested by Buddhism, are believed to reflect the actual nature of reality, and they help to understand the nature of existence and how to end the suffering of the people. Putting it simply, suffering exists. It has a cause, it has an end. It has a cause to bring about its end. Three jewels, exactly. Three jewels is Jainism, no. Samakya Jnana, Samakya Darshana, Samakya Acharana. Now you guys got it where you went wrong or where you got confused. Which of the following is not a characteristics of Charaidev Moidams in India? They are underground burial chambers. They are made of stone and brick. They are located in the state of Assam. They are typically used in cremation ceremonies. Charaidev Moidams. Current affairs, current affairs. Mm. Taraya madams are unique feature exclusively of Ahom. Ahom culture. Exactly. They're not underground. They are not underground. They are they are underground chambers made of stone and bricks. Okay, underground chambers, stone and brick, and were used to bury royalty and nobility. They are considered to be a significant architectural and cultural heritage of the region. They are unique to Ahom. Unique to Ahoms. Okay, since the question is asking not, yes, the question asking not, they are underground chambers of Ahoms. They are made of stone and bricks. They are stayed in old region of Ahom, Assam. Yes. They are constructions, not just ceremonies. They are constructions, no. Chara madams are constructions, no. Kasa following statements about Monument Mithra scheme. The scheme was started a few years back under the Ministry of Culture. Under the scheme, monuments amenities will be revamped by the civil society and selected NGOs only. Which are statements above is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. मॉन्यूमेंट मित्रा अपनी धरोहर अपनी पहचान अडॉप्ट हेरिटेज स्कीम का पार्ट है ये आंसर इज डी द स्कीम वाज एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड a few years back by Ministry of Tourism, not Ministry of Culture. It was Ministry of Tourism. Under this scheme, adopt a heritage, apni dharohar apni pehchan. Now it is under Ministry of Culture, but it was started by Ministry of Tourism. Mainly it applies to all centrally protected heritage properties and monuments. It aims to ensure quality and inclusive provision of amenities and facilities across heritage, natural, and tourist sites through active participation of private and public sector organizations and also individuals. Anybody can participate. Okay, there's not restriction only to NGOs or institutions. These organizations are known as Monument Mitras for their collaborative initiatives. So this is basically originally part of Adopt a Heritage scheme. Apni Dharohar, Apni Pehchan. That one. Okay. Consider the following pairs of traditional toys and states they belong to. Etikopaka toys, Andhra Pradesh. Kinnal toys, Karnataka. Channapatna toys, Tamil Nadu. Select the correct answers from the codes given below. Channapatna toys belong to Karnataka, no? Channapatna, Karnataka. Kinnal craft, which is Kinnal toys, also belong to Kinnal region of Karnataka or Kinnal town. Channapatna also belongs to Karnataka. Etikopaka toys are known for the soft wood toys with lacquer or basically mineral type of colors. They belong to the state of Andhra Pradesh. Next question. Consider the following pairs: craft and region. Puttukuli shawls, Tamil Nadu. Sujani embroidery, Maharashtra. Upada Jamdani sarees, Karnataka. Select the correct answers from the codes given below. Basically, um, select the correct ones which are matched appropriately. Puthukali shawls, Sujani embroidery, and Upada Jamdani sarees. Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. Yes, should be only A because the Upada Jamdani sarees is sarees belonging to Upada region, Andhra Pradesh. Sujani embroidery is that colorful jute-based embroidery of Bihar, Odisha section. Upada Jamdani, Andhra Pradesh. Some other GI tag products of Andhra Pradesh are Kondapalli toys, Tirupati Laddu, Bobbili Veena, Srikalahasti type Kalamkari, Upada Jamdani sari, and also shadow puppets of Andhra Pradesh. Who composed Ramcharitmanas, a Hindu poem, Hindu epic poem? Ramcharitmanas. This you should know. Should not do a mistake here. Tulsidas, no. The poem was written in the 16th century Awadhi dialect, basically divided into seven chapters, mainly to tell the story of Ram from birth to his becoming the king of Ayodhya. Ramcharitmanas is actually based on Ramayana, Valmiki's great epic. Valmiki's Tulsidas, full name Tulsidas Goswami, actually a Brahman whose original birth name is Ram Bola Dubey. He composed Ramcharitmanas, one of the most prominent and important compositions of himself from Varanasi. He was a contemporary of Emperor Akbar. This part is very important. It is believed that he was in touch with Abdul Rahim Khane Khanan, son of Akbar's commander Bairam Khan. This Khane Khanan is the guy who also wrote Babarnama, the Persian translation of the Babar's book, Tuzuke Babri. Tulsidas made the story of Ram very popular among the masses when he wrote Ramcharitmanas, that too in a local Awadhi dialect or Awadhi style of language. This attracted the wrath of obviously ancient Sanskrit scholars, and Tulsidas recorded his pain eventually in another book, how he was opposed from writing Ramcharitmanas in a book called Kavitavali. He was opposed, obviously, because he was simplifying it. Now, next question. Consider the following. Pashmina is a type of wool produced from the undercoat of Chiru antelopes. It is a GI certified wool that has its origin in the Kashmir region of India. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Answer is B. B. Pashmina is a wool basically produced in Kashmir region. It is mainly made out of Changthangi goats. Capra hircus, scientific name, domesticated in Ladakh. They are the main source. Changpa tribes of Ladakh are the herders of the Changtangi goats, which give the Pashmina. They are known for this high quality wool. And making of Pashmina shawls is also a highly labor intensive process. And the GI, it has GI tag and has its origins in Kashmir region of India. Now there's also another, it is actually the Tibetan Churu shawls are basically shatush. It is the name given to the wool of Tibetan Chiru antelopes from the IUCN red, endangered in IUCN red list, the Tibetan Chirus. Okay. Gandhiji decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the Rowlatt Act because the act provided for unreasonable detention of political prisoners without trial, ban on political activities, and ban on local language newspapers and radios. Which of the following statements these are correct? Rowlatt Satyagraha. Basically, the question is asking the reasons for Rowlatt Satyagraha. The answer is 1, 2, and 3. Gandhiji decided in 1919 to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act. The act had been hurriedly passed through the Imperial Legislative Council in spite of strong opposition from Indian members. Basically, it gave enormous powers to the government, and in fact, it even allowed detention of political prisoners without trial for up to 2 years. And even those who have been arrested were subject to special courts where the decision of the court was final, no appeal. That's why Rowlatt Act was also commonly known as the Act of No Appeal, No Dalil, No Vakil. Mahatma Gandhi wanted a non-violent civil disobedience against Rowlatt that he planned to start on 6th of April. Okay, now consider the following statements about Champaran. Gandhi was requested by Rajendra Prasad to look into the problems of the indigo planters of Champaran. And the Champaran Satyagraha of 1917 was the first Satyagraha movement inspired by Gandhiji. Gandhi's methods of enquiry at Champaran was based on newspaper reports. Political ones. All newspapers were banned because it was Defense of India rules, no? Now, which are the following statements? These are incorrect. 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2, 3. Check it. Since the question is asking incorrect, the answer is C. Gandhiji was requested by Shukla, no? Shuklaji. It was Rajkumar Shukla, an indigo planter from Champaran himself, who actually convinced Gandhi to investigate into the matter of Champaran. Gandhi's methods of inquiry at Champaran was based on survey by volunteers. Exactly. The respondents who willingly gave statements were to sign papers or give thumb impressions. So Gandhi took written evidences. And for those unwilling to participate, the reasons must be recorded by the volunteers. Rajendra Prasad, Dharnidhar Prasad, Gorak Prasad, Ram Navami Prasad, Sambhusharan, A.N. Sinha, Anugraha Narayan Sinha were actually, you can say, first batch of Gandhians. Exactly, no. First in terms of India. Inspired by Gandhi in India, first is Champaran only. Okay, the answer is C. Next question. What is the significance of Sabarmati Ashram in modern India? It served as the last residence of Mahatma Gandhi. Salt Satyagraha was started from this ashram in 1930. It has been declared as a national monument by Government of India. Select the correct answers from the codes given below. Select the correct answers from the codes given below. Yes. Answer is A. B. Gandhi's entry into public life began with Champaran Satyagraha in Bihar in 1917. Yes. He was able to mobilize the peasants of the district against the exploitation of indigo planters. In fact, in 1918, Gandhi led a comprehensive no tax campaign at Kheda. After Jallianwala Bagh tragedy, the government expressed absolutely no signs of retreat but went ahead with more oppression. Mahatma Gandhi, in fact, actually declared the Satyagraha, or the plan of Satyagraha, as a Himalayan blunder. As a Himalayan blunder. It was because he had asked the people to pursue non-violence who could not afford to be non-violent. In fact, Gandhi believed that Indians were not yet ready for non-violence. Satyagraha movement failed in attaining its objective as the government did not withdraw the Rowlatt Acts. It was the first experiment of non-violence of Gandhiji in Indian politics. Sevagram, yeah, boss. So, guys, that's it for today. Do subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you can also join my Telegram group plus students on Telegram. You can just check Telegram plus students, and you can join the group there. All class updates will get there, and tomorrow morning 8 a.m. we will meet again on the same YouTube channel in the same class with more MCQs. That's it from me today. Thank you. Bye bye.